Welcome to Beyond the Closing Table with Setco Services. In this podcast, we delve into the world of real estate and explore what happens beyond the closing table. Join us for insightful discussions and expert interviews that will change the way you see real estate transactions. Welcome to Beyond the Closing Table. I'm George Brandon Jr., sponsored by Setco Services. Today, we have my good friend, Jeanne Dailey. Hello, Jeanne.
Hi, George.
How we doing?
Terrific. How are you today?
Good. Thanks for making the trek out to Rosemary Beach in the
You're welcome.
spring break 2026.
I know.
Yeah.
And
Parking
they're
is
here.
horrible.
Yeah. Parking is horrible, but man, they're here out in droves.
Before we really get into the background, have you had any problems with any of your rentals with spring break this year? That's Jeanne knocking on wood. Okay.
No.
All right. That's good.
We screen every reservation that comes in. So they book, even if they book online and they're coming in today, we call them, we find out the number in the party, adults and children and all that. We have pretty strict rules and we tell them you'll be evicted with no refund if you've broken the rules. So many years ago, we'd have some problems, and mostly it'd be owners or grandmothers and grandfathers who insisted their grandchildren are the most perfect children in the world. They wouldn't cause a single problem. We say, yeah, it's not your perfect grandchildren we're worried about. It's the people they meet.
Their friends.
And their friends, exactly. So no,
But
we haven't
those
had
are
any problem.
owners. They're not really on the rental program. Yeah, you can't do anything.
I can't stop it.
Did you see where I love the sheriff's PR lady did the old...
Isn't it Michelle Nicholson? Is she still there? No, she's Okaloosa maybe.
The Ole Miss versus LSU.
No.
We're doing back and forth on social media of who was getting arrested and who was getting in trouble. And unfortunately, my toddy Ole Miss took the cake because they house party got busted. So
I'd have bet $100 it was LSU.
You know, I'm literally, I agree. I've partied with the LSU folks and they can get after it. But so this...
They didn't put you to shame.
No. I can keep up. Don't worry. Not a problem. But it leading to a question. So, and I don't know these people, but supposedly what happened was kid was 19, had a house party. The parents rented the house and bolted.
Right.
So what do you do about that? You just boot them all?
Well, so we call the parent. And then we say, well, we're going to be here at this time to meet you. You better be in the house and staying in the house. You signed a contract saying that you would be staying in the house and you'd be there the whole time. And so then they have to be produced. Parent. So the worst thing is they do that a lot. And then they'll rent one house for the kids and another house for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then they stay at the other house and let the kids party on. Yeah, so it kind of upsets me because it's parents abdicating their parental responsibilities, and your kid's a teenager. They're going to want to experiment and experience spring break. You can't fault them for that, but you have to do it in a responsible manner. It's funny, George, because when Tiffany was in college at Georgia, she wanted to rent a place from us.
Okay.
From Newman Dailey. And I said, absolutely not. Yeah. I am not renting to you. Come on, Mom. We'll be great. It's just me and my sorority sisters. We'll be so good. I said, no, you rent VRBO. And if you get evicted, y'all can come to the house. Okay. But you're not starting out. There was a backup plan. And of course, on day 2, they were evicted.
Oh, really? Tiffany is Jeannie's daughter.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Tiffany Edwards, her podcast will drop within the next week or so. So we had her on for just another tidbit, since I get to see both of you this weekend and the weekend throwdown. Is that correct still?
Heard that.
Joining?
Yes, okay. I heard that.
So I'll ask Tiffany about this eviction when she was at the University of Georgia, when she was spring breaking here at the beach.
George, you were thinking we might have some bleepers on Ben, but I tell another thing on Tiffany. I was replacing all the flooring in my house and cleaning out closets, cleaning out the front closet right as you walk in the front door, and on the floor was a handle of vodka.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So she'd come in the door, sneak it over there in the closet, and I never knew it was there until I replace the floors and clean the closet.
Don't go in your closet much, do you, Jeannie?
Yeah, no, obviously.
All right, let's get a little background, and then we'll come back to how you got to where you are today and managing spring break. Where are you from, Jeannie?
A suburb of Toledo, Ohio.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a damn Yankee, George.
You don't act like one. You've been here long enough.
Yeah. I moved here in '83.
Ohio is kind of in between.
It is kind of, it's the heartland.
Yeah, it still has a southern flair.
Yeah,
a little white trashy sometimes in certain parts. If you listen to Chappelle. Anyway, I digress. So okay, how was growing up?
It was great. I was just a white middle class suburbiate.
Yeah. What was you're outside Toledo or in Toledo?
Suburb of Toledo.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How was school? Were you a good student, Jeannie?
No, George.
I like how your voice gets soft. It's like,
I barely.
You're sharp.
Well, thank you. It goes to prove that it's not all about the schooling.
Yeah, gotcha. You excelled in other areas. Got it. Okay. Well, maybe street smarts.
Street smarts.
Okay.
And, it was like if the professor or teacher said, you can get extra credit for speaking in front of the class and giving a presentation. I always
you were comfortable with that when everybody else probably wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I could overcome my bad grades.
Did you play any sports?
Yeah, I played softball my whole from 5th grade into my freshman year of college.
Okay.
And then I was a cheerleader too.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see the cheerleader over softball for sure. A beautiful personality.
Oh, I loved softball.
Yeah.
I was good at it, left fielder. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Did you like that more than cheer? Softball?
Yeah.
Did you go to college to play softball?
No. I was a walk-on.
Okay.
Got picked up.
Where'd you go to school?
So first I went to Siena Heights College, which became Siena Heights University. It's in Adrian, Michigan, just south of Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Okay.
And it's actually closing at the end of this school year. So it was run by Dominican nuns. So I think their model just doesn't really work anymore. But I went there for 2 years, got an Associates of Fine Arts degree, and then transferred to East Carolina University and was a marketing business major.
Was it like a Catholic-based deal?
Yeah,
or
it
Christian
was.
based?
Yeah, it was Catholic school.
Okay, and they're closing?
By the priests and the nuns, yeah. I don't know why.
Okay.
I haven't been back.
Really excited about that experience. Want to talk about it? Like, let's move on.
Yeah. Good.
So it was a good experience.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, college was good. I worked my way through school.
Well, wait a second. Hold on. Back up. Where you moved to East Carolina? That's like
Greenville, North Carolina.
To the south.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Azaleas and magnolias.
Uh-huh.
I had a college friend that had transferred. She was in business school at Siena and transferred to East Carolina in art. And I was like, I don't want to be poor all my life. I'm going to business school. So I transferred from art to business.
You were majoring in art?
Yeah.
I mean, knowing you now is kind of funny.
Yeah. I know. I wasn't very good
at
it.
Okay.
Obviously.
Were you passionate about?
I was passionate about art.
Okay.
But I just wasn't that talented.
So like painting, drawing.
Yeah, drawing and
the
photography were my two focuses.
Okay, all right, photography. All right, I could maybe see that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you figured, being
I wasn't going to make a living.
A poor artist wasn't your thing.
No.
So we transferred to East Carolina and majored in business.
Yes.
Okay, how'd that go?
Great. Graduated, I think it was 3 years. I was probably on a 5-year plan overall, but I was putting myself through school. So I went to school, 15 hours a week as a full schedule and worked 32 hours a week. And
what'd you do for work?
I worked at a convenience store.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
It was called a stop and go, but we called it the go and blow.
Okay.
And so
leave that one alone. All right.
So while everybody else was coming to buy beer to head downtown on Friday and Saturday night, I was selling them the beer.
Okay.
And but it got me through school.
Okay.
And I worked in a Chevy transmission plant in the summers when I was at Siena. I worked at the Chevy transmission plant, and so I make enough all summer long to cover my expenses and to cover my tuition and stuff.
What did you do at the transmission plant?
You want to know?
Yeah, hell yeah, I want to know. Just
it was transmission.
Those are that listening to this, she's
in to park, and you make sure that it locked, the axle locked and everything too.
So you were like
have to stand.
You were a tester,
kind of it.
kind of?
I was an inspector. So I inspected to make sure that the product was put together properly. And if it wasn't, I had to put a big yellow stripe on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
So I did that for 2 or 3 summers.
Why did you get into that? Do you like cars?
It was a summer job, and they were paying.
Do you know how to work on an engine, Jeanne?
Way back before you were born, George, I was there working in the transmission plant, and I think I made like $7.80 an hour or something, which is a lot of money.
That was probably pretty good then, right?
Yeah. And then if I'd work overtime and double time on Saturday and Sunday, I'd make like $10 an hour. So it was a lot of money. I worked 7 days a week in the summer.
Damn. What did you do for fun?
I didn't. I had it while I was in school.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you got a business degree?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you didn't want to stay in that transmission plant?
No, it was a means to an end.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I'm a car junkie, so it's like...
Oh, yeah, you sure are. You're driving a different car every time.
Oh, come on. Don't tell everybody that.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at a Tesla, so I don't have to drive. Yeah.
Oh, especially
Someone already made fun of me for that today, just suggesting it. But I don't have to drive all over the panhandle.
Yeah.
It just drives me. Like that.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
I know, right?
It work.
Better than having your own personal driver.
Yeah. Well, just forego the cost of the personal driver and let Elon take the wheel.
Amen.
There you go. All right. So, all right. Where'd you go after North Carolina?
I came here.
How did you get to the beach?
So one of my college roommates there in East Carolina, the one I was telling you, was in business school and then transferred to art school. So she came down here and she worked for the only furniture store interior decorators. Well, actually, there were 2 here when I came to town. When I came to town, there's 1 traffic light and McDonald's had just...
Do you mind giving us a year?
1983.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't want to offend you, but...
That's all right. I'm old, yes.
That's all right. I was 4, but doesn't matter. Keep going.
Oh, at least you were born.
But I was already coming to this beach.
Right. Because you're from Memphis, right?
Yeah. But my parents vacationed here.
That's
teenagers.
what I mean.
Yeah. That was where we came. But we came out here, believe it or not.
We didn't go on vacation at our house.
Oh, Jeanne, come on.
Vacation.
I was going to say,
you're an adult.
That's kind of ironic considering where you ended up and what you do and how you've made a wonderful living.
The funny thing is, George, I took this job with Randy Newman. So what I was going to tell you, so my college roommate comes to town. She works for a place that was called Plantation Interiors. And I think it's a mattress store or something now. It's it was the antique store. It's right next to Renaissance Bank, right before Sandestin. Yeah, it's that real big building that sits up on a hill. So that was called Plantation Interiors.
So that was there?
Yeah.
Even in
and she worked for them. And back then, the developers would build a property, and then they'd furnish it. And the decorator would furnish it at no cost in the hopes of selling furniture packages to the rest of the units that were sold, all the units that were sold. So now they do all pre-construction, but back then they built it and hoped somebody would come buy it.
Got it.
Yeah. So Dan,
you're talking about condos,
condos, townhomes.
So they're still that was back in the condo or start of the condo heyday.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you do?
So
that what your friend did, right?
To work, huh?
Your friend.
That's what my friend did. Yeah. So she had put together a furniture package for Randy Newman at a property he had built called Woodland Shores Townhomes. So Randy Newman was a developer, and his family owned some land, and they put together several parcels of land and built Woodland Shores, which is basically north of Pompano Joe's, like a block and a half. It's right up from our office.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm still in the same neighborhood. So,
literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Danny invited me down. That was her female Danny.
Okay.
And, she invited me down because Randy was looking for somebody to become his rental manager, association manager, bookkeeper, you name it. I did it.
Everything. So did he, at the time, did he have an established rental management company?
No, he didn't have anything. He just had built 2 buildings and had more buildings to be built. So he needed somebody to come in and be his salesperson. So I sat every weekend.
Well, you just listed 10 different things. Is it, you said salesperson,
I did.
Bookkeeper, rental. Okay.
The job he gave me was to balance his checkbook, which hadn't been done in 3 years, and I had no clue how to do it.
You figured it out?
I figured I just did the last month.
Okay. Check bookkeeping off the list.
You gotta hire people smarter than you, George. You know that.
I'm well aware of Reagan economics. I do. I surround myself with them. It's much better. Okay, so you're a jack of all trades when you come down here. Is that about? Or it sounds like a personal assistant for everything.
Yeah, for Randy and the property. And then I could see quickly that if I wanted to make any money, I needed to get my real estate license.
Okay.
And so I did that. And then
do you have a salesperson?
No, I was that too.
Okay. So he just decided to build some townhomes.
Developer. Yeah, I worked relative for the developer, so it wasn't a problem back then.
What do you mean by that?
That I didn't have to be licensed yet. But if I wanted to make more money, I needed to get my
you wanted to expand past selling
his. Yes,
okay,
yes.
Got it.
So I got my real estate license, and then he opened a company with, I don't know if you ever heard of Ray Schultz. He was a builder too. Ray and then Marion Buckley. They're married now. It's Marion Schultz. But Randy opened a company with Ray Schultz, and actually, I think Ronnie Willis was in it too. Remember Ronnie?
The history of Miramar Beach right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, but after a year, that company went defunct.
Okay.
So I was managing.
What was the company? What did it do?
It was called Coastal Real Estate Management.
So it was a management company?
It was management and real estate, and I was their real estate salesperson and their rental manager. So we had 17.
There were a lot of names you just listed where you do everything. It sounds like
I'm a hard worker.
I know you are. That's no doubt. But like, do these other people contribute to this project?
Well, of course, they were developers. They were building the property.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So I just, was in the.
You're just a young whippersnapper that's ready to work hard and kick ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
And truthfully, George, the funny thing is when Randy offered me the job at $12,000 a year, I'm like, oh my God, I went to college. I got debt to pay off. How the hell am I going to live on $12,000 a year? But
that's not much.
No.
Even the 80s.
Even the 80s. Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, I made it work. And
I'm not sure I could afford to be a member here for that. Anyway, moving on.
Things have changed.
Inflation is real. Okay, so.
You know what? I'll move to that town. And I'll work for a year or two. And while I'm selling real estate and stuff, I'll meet somebody from a real city and move and get a real job.
Okay.
And, 40 years later.
Here we are. So, but this is a lot of people that come here all the time. I have some appreciation for it just because I've vacationed here or came here a whole lot.
Before it was today. Yeah.
And, with my family, but they don't know the history and the details, and they just come to Rosemary Beach when in this time, who has on here? We were talking with the sheriff, and they used to call this area Nude Beach because the people from Dothan would come here and run around naked. Now
you could go up in the dunes behind Red Bar.
Yeah.
Go up in those dunes and sunbathe naked.
Okay. Yeah. I thought she hesitated there for a second. Maybe other activities. Unfortunately, those dunes aren't there anymore.
I know. I
remember when they were. So, okay. The real estate company, what did the partners get sideways or just wasn't working?
It was back, that was in, 84. And actually there was a recession in Louisiana and Texas, oil crunch back then. And then also they had, there was a write-off for passive loss income. So a lot of doctors and dentists and things bought these condos up, and then so they had the write-off because they were losing money because, of course, the place wasn't established as a vacation rental destination yet. So, and then when Reagan announced the tax reform and was getting rid of that passive loss income write-off, all those units got dumped on the market. So it was a really difficult time in this area. So the early 80s, and also with Louisiana Texas Oil Crunch, who were some of our customers, it was bad. So I start the real estate company, George, and we're selling units, very few, at 12% negative amortized mortgages. Can you?
Well, but that was not that far off.
Negative amortization.
Oh.
Negative.
Okay.
Not 12%. 12%
okay.
negative. So your payment, principal plus interest, and hardly anything, $2 might be going to your principal because of all that amortization. So it was a
That's
mess.
wild.
Yeah.
So just for context, what was here in the Miramar Beach area? I know, but like, what would you remember? Like the bigger development?
Yeah. So Seascape, of course, has been here since the 70s.
Right.
And then the beach house, the Abbotts or their partners built the beach house.
Right.
I got a property called Blue Surf Townhomes, which was right across from Pompano Joe's. Now, Pompano Joe's was there. It was not, it had been called the Deck, and it had a fire or something, so it was not there. And that was the original location of Fudd's. Chester opened that up and made it Fudd Puckers.
Was Hidden Dunes established yet? It wasn't?
Hidden Dunes was, some of it was being built. Paul Freeman was building some of that. And of course, Sandestin was here.
And Topsail was under development.
Topsail was under development, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Captain Dave's on the Golf was here.
Of course it was. I've been here since the 20s, I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay, so that gives a little, it was still pretty desolate out this way.
That way. You could drive down the beach road back when you could drive all the way down, from Destin before Henderson Park, before they blocked off the road.
Yeah.
And Jay moved the road. Jay Oda moved the road. You could drive all the way down. And in November, I could drive from Destin to Miramar Beach and not see another car.
Yeah.
Drive to work.
To drive through that today is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Not since COVID. Thank goodness. Yeah.
So, okay. So that company went defunct. We're in basically somewhat of a recession here.
Defunct, and
mainly condo driven.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I felt bad or concerned for the 17 vacation rentals we were managing in 3 owners associations. And so I took a 2-week crash course and got my broker's license. And then Randy and I opened up Newman Dailey Resort Properties. And I use April 15th of 1985 as our anniversary date because that's the day we incorporated.
And tax day.
So it's easy to remember.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So 1985, Newman Dailey is established.
Yep.
Okay. What'd you do?
And then
we're still struggling from
those and started building up a rental program. And then in 1986, Tim Taylor with Ocean Reef, I always give him lots of credit because he was managing a property right up across from Pompano Joe's called Blue Surf Townhomes. And it's 18 townhomes directly across from the beach in a horseshoe shape with that park right across the street. So the units have unobstructed views. And
is that the one they knocked down?
No. It's just north of 98, like kitty-cornered from Pompano Joe's.
Okay. All right.
At the end of Alice Road, right there on the corner is Tradewinds. Then right next to it is Blue Surf.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know the name.
So anyway, Tim said, I can't make any money here. This place is terrible. I'm leaving. I'm quitting. And they interviewed me and hired me.
Just that development?
Yeah, that development.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Ocean Reef's still in business. Yeah. So they're like 2 years older than me. And so this is 1986. So I take over that property, and guess what I got? A sign on Highway 98. So it was brilliant. And then another person was going out of business, didn't want to manage their units, and they had like 8 beachfront townhomes, and they just handed it to me, said, I'm sick of rental business. I don't want to deal with this. Here, take it.
Where was your office at this time?
I was at Woodland Shores in the old laundry room. We converted the laundry room because everybody put washers and dryers. Originally people didn't have phones. They didn't have washer and dryers, when they built the units. And so everybody put a washer dryer. So they didn't need the laundry room anymore. So they cleaned that all out, and it became my office along with the property office.
Okay. Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So where you go from there? Come on. Tell me how this thing grows.
then in I don't remember when, but there's the bank is it a bank still? It was AmSouth. It was Regions. Regions closed.
The one right by Winn-Dixie complex?
Right across,
Yeah.
Yeah. We were upstairs above that.
I think it's another bank.
I think it is too, but I can't remember what.
Okay, so you got that office space upstairs?
Yeah, I took over that office space.
We looked at that space for something once upon a time. Anyway, side note.
Maybe when we moved out then in 99. So John King.
It wouldn't have been.
John King and Dave Williams and Tim Shores were building Fountain Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
And John King just kept hitting me up about it. And I was under contract with another piece of land near Sugar Beach Interiors. But John just, every time I said no, he sweetened the deal for me and gave me something else that I needed, like additional parking spaces.
Nice.
Yeah, square footage. So anyway, we built out at Fountain Plaza.
2000, right?
We moved in 99.
99?
And your dad probably moved in 99.
Yep, same year.
Yeah.
So what was some of your bigger challenges in the 90s?
Well, getting into that office was a big hassle. Well, Hurricane Opal hit in 1995.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
That's where I might have been going. Yeah. How'd that affect you?
Well, I still have PTSD, so I never went to Panama City to see what Hurricane Michael had done because it would just be too hard to.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you keep everybody on? How'd you handle it?
Yeah. No, I kept everybody on. We all evacuated, came back. And I think the craziest thing to come back and see is my parents lived along the beach in a complex called Port of Call, which is kind of in that same area right across from Pompano Joe's.
Yeah.
And Randy Newman had built that too. So they lived there. And in order to get up onto the beach road, they had to show not only their driver's license, but a power bill to prove that they owned a house along the road because the National Guard was there with big guns and they weren't letting anybody out on the road. And, Holiday Isle got wiped out. You couldn't even get to Holiday Isle. All the Matterhorns, all those dunes between Destin and Fort Walton got wiped out. Yep. You probably remember those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, it was sad. The kids had to go all the way around to Niceville to get to Fort Walton Beach High School.
Well,
no, we wouldn't have been in high school then. But the kids who were in high school then, my kids weren't there.
Was Mid-Bay there yet?
Yeah, you took Mid-Bay Bridge. It opened in like 92 or 91 or something like that.
Okay. All right. So you survived Opal. What was the biggest struggle there?
Yeah.
Y'all were
getting
wiped
the
out.
units back up and running. But you know what, George, I learned every crisis that I've been through, I've learned really valuable business lessons.
Sure.
And Opal was a really valuable business lesson because we had just taken over a complex called Destin Gulfgate, like October 1, and Opal hit like the 3rd or the 4th.
Right.
So the entire underground parking lot is under sand. The pool is wiped out full of sand. The buildings are okay, but we got that building reopened in 10 days.
Damn.
And got power and water on in that building in 10 days. But what I learned, what we did, though, was put locals in there. So like Jim Altamura, who owned, Marina Cafe, he lived out on Holiday Isle. He couldn't get to Holiday Isle. So he rented from me.
Okay.
So we'd rent out monthly. We did whatever we could. And what I learned, all my beachfront product, which was, your best product, renting for the most and the highest dollar value, was not available.
Yeah.
So our product that was off the beach or just across from the beach became your valuable property. And we just converted to like longer term rentals to host locals and then some people that came down. So it really taught me a lesson that having different silos of business and having a diversity of inventory, while it may not seem as sexy as all the great, big giant houses and beachfront property, when there is a problem or a crisis or the economic ups and downs, you've got a little bit of product for everybody.
Yeah. No,
it was a valuable lesson.
And that's even, I think, absent hurricane today, especially, there's a lot of people that they want to come down here with a family of 4. They may not be able to afford something on the beach.
Right. So they'll change their product.
Block back, 2 blocks back, and still have a great time.
And we work with the owners to make sure they keep them up in really, good shape, and they're desirable to guests, and so that we can run them. So
you survived.
Yep, and thrived.
Yeah.
And the surprising thing too was the number of people that called and said, if you see any deals, if you hear about any deals, we want to buy. Nobody wanted to sell. It was wild.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'd never heard that part.
Yeah.
I know all the stuff with Opal, but
why?
Just people wanted to keep their places?
I think they realized the value that the area brought. Now, Hurricane Katrina, on the other hand, while it didn't hit us, it was a major problem.
Oh, yeah.
Because they kept saying the entire Gulf Coast is closed. And then the oil spill and Anderson Cooper coming on the news every night with that damn Pelican covered in oil, killing our business. But another blessing in disguise, Facebook Live had just started, and putting videos on Facebook had just started. We go down to the beach every day and we'd film and show people what it actually looked like.
Yeah.
And that you could get in the water, and there weren't tar balls covering our beach, and it wasn't oil slicked. And people would call us and say, have you photoshopped those pictures? Is that video got complete filters on it? We're like, no, that's what we look like. So it did help bring a whole new clientele to us.
Yeah. I have, there was tar balls washed up in a Sandestin topsoil area once.
Yeah.
Once.
Right.
And I had friends from Memphis that annual trip since they were like me.
Yeah.
That's where they came. That's where they.
Yep.
And one of them called me. I remember distinctly. He's like, man, I got a 2-year-old. They say the air quality is bad. I'm like, dude, they are so full of shit.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yep.
Everything's fine. I didn't have kids yet at the time.
Yeah.
But, we were heading that direction. And, actually Stephanie was pregnant.
Oh.
So is that right? Yeah. But it was just insane what people just believe.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more dramatic today about the national media.
Right.
But you're right. They were showing things of pictures that was supposed to be in Florida, and it was of a freaking duck in Louisiana.
Right.
It
right.
had nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
Like,
and we weren't all closed. We were all open for business.
Fun. It was beautiful. I mean, anyway,
but bless Louisiana's heart, because Louisiana came to town.
Yeah. No, they all came over here.
I was so grateful for Louisiana. They don't care about any little old tar ball on the beach.
They're used to hurricanes. I mean, it's like, whatever.
Wait, hurricane? That means party, right?
Well, a lot of people don't. Our economy, the rentals probably were fine, but our real estate market really started to shift into the recession with Katrina.
Yeah. And,
the rest of the country didn't realize there was a problem for another year.
Yeah.
Plus.
It does happen that way, that we trend before, and then we're coming out of it when the rest of them are going into it.
We were going and blowing in 2010, and then the oil spill hit, and that crushed us. And you were probably the real estate side, more similar. We lost 75% of our orders overnight.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And that was way more impactful than the recession.
Yeah.
As long as the market's moving, you can make money if you're willing to work at it.
Exactly.
And that's what a lot of people boo-hoo. No, get out there and figure it out,
Yeah.
I didn't want to learn how to do a damn short sale.
Right.
Or foreclosure farm stuff, but we did it.
Yeah.
And, like yourself, we're still here.
Yeah. You just shift and pivot.
So Newman Dailey made it through Katrina, oil spills,
shark attacks, Black Sunday with all the drownings.
Oh.
Jeb Bush going on the air and saying, don't come to Florida. We don't have any gas shortages. I mean, all the different things. And then 07, 08, with all the real estate crisis and the big short or whatever, that mortgage crisis. Yeah. You hit, that probably hit you worse than us, because at least I had the other line of business too. So.
Oh, it did. That's what I was just talking about. I mean, it did hit us, but it turned quick enough where we were, and I hate to say it this way, but blessed to be in Florida. You mentioned The Big Short, that movie. I remember distinctly there's a scene where he is at a strip club and the girl's telling him she's got 5 different properties with, 7-year arms or something like that. And he's questioning her and he specifically says he's in Florida. Yeah, that was us.
Yeah.
And maybe minus the strip club.
Yeah.
But once those things started turning and foreclosing,
right.
Well, there were buyers out there.
There were a lot of buyers out there.
Said,
and once again, it's like we seem to make really sweet lemonade out of every crisis that's thrown our way.
I agree, because people want to be at this beautiful beach.
And I think that we're a lot of hardworking type A personalities in this area that we do see. And Lino Maltinato and I always call it coopetition. We're competitors, but we're going to be cooperative with each other because we know the bigger that pie keeps getting, the bigger my slice is going to be.
Yeah.
And so I think that there's a lot of that coopetition that happens in this area.
I mean, coopetition. I like that. I agree. I 100% agree. And even in the title industry, we have some great competition in this area, and we're all very amicable. Where that is not the case. It was not the case when my parents got here. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
there was a little more ruthless, but for whatever, in some of those crises is probably.
Cleansed.
Evolved. Cleansed is a good word in some cases.
Yeah.
But evolved cooperation, is that what it is?
Coopetition.
Coopetition, where, we have some very good mutual friends that are direct competitors of ours.
Yeah.
And we're very respectful with you.
Yeah.
So, all right, you made it out of oil spill, and then the 2000 teens. It's good years for everybody, for the most part. Anything happened in that time that changed your outlook?
I think the oil spill was another big aha business moment for me.
Okay.
Because my greatest fear had always been that if we lost our beaches, if anything happened to our beaches, and an oil spill was the biggest thing, or it's completely washed out by a storm, but we worked on getting the beach restoration done and that kind of thing. But if our beaches were ruined, who would we be? What would we be? There's nothing. I mean, they always try to say there's more beyond the beach, but let's be real. You come here for the beach.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely
and we
right.
have such unique beaches that you can't find even to the east and the west of us as nice as ours.
I was in the Bahamas last week, and I was walking, and the water is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And that sand, it was hurting my feet. Yeah. There were shells. It was just...
You got to wear little water shoes.
Uh-huh.
So...
It's not like my soft little powdery sand that I have here at the Emerald Coast. That's right.
So I realized... So when the oil spill hits, I was like, oh my God, I'm realizing my worst nightmare. And I had to have these talks with myself, like the come to Jesus, like if you go bankrupt, number one, how am I going to keep paying my employees?
Sure.
How am I going to keep the doors open? And I've done some good things financially that have been smart. Like I own my buildings and then lease them back to Newman Dailey. So that's good because I can skip rent if I need to. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's some things that I've set up.
Pay the rent though.
Yeah, of course. Yes. But so to realize the oil spill and the hard thing about the oil spill, unlike a hurricane, when it's coming, they predict when it's supposed to land. And then once it's over, you get cleanup, you move on. Yeah. It's about a week, beginning, middle, end. The oil spill had a beginning, but it had no middle and no end.
Yeah.
It kept spilling forever and ever and ever.
No one was going to stop.
No.
Couldn't plan for it.
Yeah. So I was really terrified, and I thought, well, worst comes to worst, I can always go fold T-shirts at Silver Sands.
But no one's going to go to Silver Sands if we don't have the beach.
Oh, George, it didn't occur to me.
Okay. All right.
Later.
Okay. Well, I think that whole mindset applies to everybody here. You're absolutely right. We especially in South Walton, I think there is definitely some additional attractions off the beach.
Yeah.
But everybody comes here for the beach.
Right.
And that's where you start and work backwards.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, once I realized that, and we started to survive it, and I faced my worst nightmare and my biggest worry, it was so freeing.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, we survived that too.
Yeah.
So we've survived all these different up and down economic crises, everything, the storms, all of it, and still come out with sweeter lemonade. So
did you continue to grow after the oil spill or through the?
Yeah. Before that, in the early 2000s, I cut my business back because we had taken on a lot of inventory that guests just didn't want.
Got it.
And it was like that 80-20. Those owners were causing 80% of the problems and complaints and everything, but only 20% of the guests even wanted that inventory. And they were taking up too much staff time, and I had a bunch of branch offices. And as you know, branch offices are very expensive to maintain. And so I started, and I couldn't find enough good, competent staff. So I started canceling those branch offices. I started canceling contracts that weren't really productive, analyzed our entire portfolio of vacation rental units. And now we continue to analyze our portfolio of vacation rentals, and we'll rotate our inventory.
What do you mean by that?
So we'll cancel a contract. If you're not, hitting a number, I'm not taking on units just to take on units.
Yeah,
We try to be specific because you can rotate this inventory out. I think we canceled 50 contracts, and we ended up making more money the next year.
Okay.
Because I didn't need as many.
You're saying you still do that today?
Yeah, we still do. Not that many units.
Yeah, but evaluate it.
We'll still evaluate our inventory, yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, but, all right, in the 2000s, you cut back. You get out of the oil spill. I mean, once you get to 2012, it's pretty decent.
It's been good.
Growth for everybody up until, 2020, and we'll get there. Anything you did differently over that time period? Did you grow?
Yeah, we grew. I haven't grown like a ton. I've kept it kind of steady because I've always wanted quality over quantity. And, but yeah, we've always been growing and increasing our inventory in a way that's positive and productive. I think probably then is when I let go of some staff that wasn't as, good for us. And then brought on, Ken Wampler joined us then too. And, so he's been really good, and we've worked well together.
Well, don't say too much. I mean, we'll give Ken the old big head.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Ken's a hell of a guy. So and I thought maybe Ken helps with both, but was the HOA the association management side of things growing kind of in tandem with the rental? Or when did you start?
Ken really
together?
grew the association management division. He was brought on to take over for the woman that had started the association management division with me and was getting ready to retire. So he was brought on to take that over, and he increased it by exponentially.
So, but Newman Dailey was originally just vacation rental.
No, we were.
So you started tandem in both.
Sales, association management, and vacation.
You always had all three. Okay, got it.
Then I added the laundry in 99, 2000.
Is that profitable in your business?
Well, I have control. I mean, it's a minor amount of profit, but I have control. And that's what I like. Ripped sheets, bloody sheets aren't going out into units.
Got it. Okay.
And it's clean.
All right.
I know it's sanitized. I know it's been bleached.
Those are the things people don't think about.
The little, yeah.
Just see, there's your clip right there that you can send out. Ripped, bloody sheets are clean. So is my laundromat.
Oh, you would die if you went into our laundry and saw how Kika keeps it.
I've heard.
Spit shine.
Your granddaughter worked there.
Oh, yeah. No, my grandson.
Oh, Henry.
I
thought Mills did too.
No, she hasn't worked there. She went behind the front desk to put check-in bags together.
Okay. My favorite.
Both my kids started there at 9 years old.
I love it. Y'all work hard. Look, I adore that little kid. She's a little beast.
She is. She played last weekend.
Yeah.
Her first time. So on that, the rec team. And Tiffany said she blocked 7 goals in a row, 7 shots.
Good.
She said that the ref and the other team came over to tell her how good job she did. So I still haven't heard if they won or not.
Irrelevant.
How many she went through.
But still, it's amazing if someone picks a position in a sport that just doesn't want to run, and all of a sudden she's a stud at it.
Yeah.
All right, back to Jeannie.
It was back to her original coach, I think, is why she has such a great skill.
Look, those girls I tell everybody, they are very good despite their coach. Because I'm just I'm out there hurting cats.
Practice. Yeah, you are. Blessings upon you, George.
So
there's a special place in heaven for you.
Or hell, we'll see. So, all right, COVID.
Yeah.
Because I know how we navigated, and I was like, I love people sharing their business stories here, and I hope people listen to this because of that. And everybody had a different way of navigating COVID, and I'm always intrigued of what people did or their little points that they may have. I say March 15th, I've got this massive payroll and all these profit centers, and I'm like staring down a double barrel shotgun. And by April 15th, I'm chasing my tail in my world.
Well, how was yours? He opened us up May 18th.
Well, I'm talking about title.
Her title.
I mean, the closings, it stopped for 2.5
months.
Weeks.
Oh.
No, it didn't.
We couldn't do anything.
We had
for
a bang up May. People were buying like crazy.
Yeah.
That's where the insanity started.
Yeah.
And it basically continued.
Yeah. We were drinking from a fire hose.
Yeah. Pump money
into it.
But so you were kind of dead in the water.
We were dead.
Which is insane to me in retrospect.
Yeah.
But so what'd you do?
Well, one thing is that since I have real estate sales, rental management, association management, there's still money coming in on association management, which is another thing. It's that tried and true steady income coming in. We pivoted with staff. We kept about 8 or 10 of us were at the office still. Some people we sent home to work from home and sent them home with a computer. And then others we just kind of we put them on leave or whatever, but they got their vacation pay and that kind of thing. So I don't think anybody went without a paycheck during the whole time, but we had a lot of people not in the office. In the association management division, we just rotated. You 3 are here on these days. You 3 are here on these days, so we could separate people. But that was considered an essential line of business, so nobody got sent home in that
everything
area.
In Florida.
Yeah.
It was amazing how many people fell, or how many business types fell under finance and essential lines of business. God bless our gutter. Oh, hell yeah, the liquor store is essential.
Couldn't open the bar, but his liquor store was open.
That was a given.
Right?
I got a buddy who owns big liquor stores in Memphis.
Yeah.
And they had to do curbside service, but he'll joke and say, I paid for my kids' college during the first few months of COVID because they were shut down.
Completely.
And he had to do curbside. I mean, it's horrible what happened.
Thank God we were in Florida, right?
The dramatic overreach, and I don't think that'll ever be allowed to happen again, or you'll have way more than pushback. But so you put in normal COVID protocols. We had to do the same
protocol and stuff. And then we communicated, with all of our employees and then our homeowners that were involved with us. And we actually, another crisis that turned out great for us, we changed our entire business model on the vacation rental side of the business.
So, okay, let's talk about that because, I know we changed some things, just my business, but how we're doing things, but also, like you said, many of your crises have turned into opportunities. And when you're going through it, they heard me say this about hurricane.
Yeah.
I use Michael, for example. I know you said you didn't go there with PTSD.
Yeah.
Well, if you looked at that, not necessarily Lynn Haven, but that 23rd, 77 area, that corridor.
Yeah.
It was dumpy. I mean, it was run down and it got hammered. Like a broom just went.
Gotta cleanse.
But week later, things start to get cleaned up.
Yeah.
Insurance money comes in. Now you go in that corridor. It's all new stuff. You got a brand new Chick-fil-A on the corner. There are some positives that come out of that.
Yes.
So what did you change in your business model?
So we changed everything in our business model to go to a more inclusive model with our homeowners. So you pay your management fee, and we've included the other things. We converted some things to guest fees, but we looked at what was happening competitively within the marketplace. We went to a whole.
What do you mean more inclusive? I didn't mean to cut you off. Like this was like.
So
give me a little detail there.
Like we used to charge our management fee plus a percentage of credit card fees to our owners.
Okay.
Well, we took those out and put them into a booking fee that the guest pays because that's standardized.
Oh, I see. Got it. Okay.
So we just took it off the owner and put the onus on the guest. Then we'd been wanting to go to a more standardized linen. We had our own linen program and our own linens, but we went to the all white comforters and got everybody's mix matched bedding off of their beds and put away.
So they're on your program. There's a set of sheets for each.
And then we paid for it. We had the sheets, but we went to our own white, so the all white linen program. So we were able to do that and told the owners we were doing it.
What's the all white logic? Bleach?
Yeah, you could bleach the bejesus out of it and put really hot water.
So it wasn't a Alice Beach aesthetic. Okay, but
aesthetically, yeah,
it looks nice.
It looks way just clean and nice and
presentation when you enter the room.
And then I had a longtime employee who never wanted to go to what we call direct check-in, which means the guest goes directly to their unit and doesn't have to come to our front desk.
I remember your damn parking lot. Our damn parking lot on Saturday used to be
ring circus.
Yeah, people standing outside, cars everywhere, like tailgating.
Oh, it was awful.
What was the apprehension to that?
She wanted to see the guests. I'm like, you don't even get out of the office. You're not seeing it.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, so you moved.
And of course, that was something the guest wanted anyway.
Yeah, they don't come stand away from you.
Out of our office. And then also
how do you handle, I'm just curious. This is more, when we both intend to travel a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
How do you handle that? Like, how do they know? Is it all like in an app or something? How do they know the unit's ready and clean?
Yeah.
If they come in on Saturday.
So one of the things we did during COVID too is that I knew we needed to purchase a new software program to run our vacation rental division. And so I had, in March, when COVID's just starting to take off, I had negotiated a deal with the software company. And as you know, sales weren't happening, so they they negotiated a good deal with me.
Okay.
So we implemented that. We worked on that transition all through the summer and then implemented that in November.
Okay.
And so that was a new technology. Then we had some other technology that handles all the communication for work orders and maintenance and, hey, this unit needs a new toaster. This unit needs a new coffee pot. You just put it into that program and it gets assigned a task to an individual on our team and they go deliver it. And so the efficiencies, we were going to create stronger and better efficiencies in communication. And we implemented all of that during COVID. So as we're bringing people back in, which obviously in November, everybody was back. But as we had brought people back in to work in May, this is the program we're using. We're doing this. So all of those things made it easier to run our business. So we changed our business model with how we handled our fees. We implemented the white quilts, direct check-in, utilized advanced technology. And that advanced technology in that software program, this is your question, has a portal. So the guests, they're sent the portal to download. It tells them about their unit, gives them their Wi-Fi code, gives them the address of the unit.
Nice.
And then their door code is also sent to them. And so their information is there. And so check-in's at 4:00, but if that unit's ready at 1:00, they'll get texted from their portal to say, okay, your unit's ready. Here's your door code.
And all digital.
All
digital.
You don't
have somebody sitting there
hand
writing in a folder and all that stuff. That's awesome.
Right. Yeah.
So
all those things,
can you gauge how, did your profitability increase?
Our profitability increased exponentially. And our efficiency was so much better that we could work with fewer employees. And as you probably know, it's not easy to find good staff in this area.
No, I mean, we've actually, all of our offices are connected, so I can hire somebody in another market. I don't like to because I don't like the customer service, but I have to, be real. There's only a certain amount of people that can live in South Walton and work here. So yeah, it's a challenge. And I couldn't imagine like your business, ours is a certain level of professionalism, if you will. But then like the restaurant industry, I see them, I see the same waiter and waitress. They're at 10 different restaurants over 3 years.
Yeah.
It's like they just bounce around.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. That'd be really hard, the restaurant business. How
was 2021 for you?
Great.
Good.
I mean, 21, 22, then 23 started. Did it level off? Or was it 24?
The real estate market went the other direction in June of 2022.
Last year was our worst real estate year ever.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing
I
at you.
know. It's
25 was better than 24.
Oh, that's 25. Yeah, no, 25 was my worst.
Okay. Well, things are looking up.
Yeah, they are. Really much better.
Much better.
Yeah.
So then the 30-year dip below 6. So we're hopefully see some energy behind that.
Yes.
So I want to ask you your passion about Destin Charity Wine Auction Foundation.
Yeah.
How did you get into that, Jeannie?
Well, I believe you know Stephen and Joan Carter.
Yep, I know those folks.
And I'm going to record this live. That I had a lunch with Steve Carter, and he blackmailed me into becoming a sponsor of Destin Charity Wine Auction Foundation.
Sounds all right.
Right? So he dangled a contract in front of me, an association management contract that was quite lucrative, and said, I'll get you this contract if you become a sponsor. Being a smart woman, I said yes.
Yeah, of course. Good deal.
The truth of the matter is, that's how
When did you get involved? What year?
I can't remember.
But it was
at least 12 or 13 years ago, 14 years ago.
Okay. So you were right before me then.
Yeah, I must have been right before you.
Yeah. But you do a sponsorship in kind, right?
Well, I do both.
Okay.
So I do the sponsorship, but then John Russell gave me the in kind because I provide all the rooms.
Units, which is significant.
It's a lot. Yep. There's well over 100 room nights for the auction, and then we pay all the cleaning fees and any, damages, linen costs, everything. So it's a cash and in kind.
Okay.
That I do.
Well, thank you for what you do.
Yeah, no, thank you, George, because you're always a major sponsor, and your water bottles are always there, and I love them.
Yeah, well, that's there's a little bit of selfishness in there when people are that quality, spending that kind of money, and they got to drink out of the Setco water bottles. Remind them who they need to send their real estate closings to. Exactly. Just like when Newman Dailey splashed all over that tent.
Yes.
So, I mean, you are very, like myself, very passionate about it. What do you feel is the biggest impact that either you've been able to contribute or we as a board and a foundation have been able to contribute to this community?
Well, I've been on a lot of different boards, Chamber, United Way for years, both chambers, the hospital board. I don't even know what all, a bunch of them. And, but this is the hardest working board I've ever been on. And it is, people who are, type A personalities again, who are passionate about helping the community. And the way I look at it, George, when I moved here in 1983 and we had one traffic light and one grocery store, and I used to go to the ballpark, every night in baseball season, and I'd see all the people I hadn't been able to return a phone call from or what needed to talk to at the ballpark that night. And, that sense of community. And then to see it grow like it has, I feel like I've been so blessed to come here when this area was almost nothing, and it's grown so much. And I've been so blessed in my business and in raising my children here and being in a safe, wonderful community surrounded by great, wonderful people that I feel passionate about giving back. And I was on the United Way board for a number of years but it is nothing in compared to what we do with Destin Charity Wine. I feel so strongly about the fiduciary relationship and responsibility that we feel as a board and as the staff feels towards our donors. Because as you know, we're watching over all those pennies and dollars that come in to make sure that they're spent in the way that they're supposed to, that the money that we raise at the auction stays here in the community, and that we've been able to give a lot of hands up, not just hands out.
Mm-hmm.
And we've helped our executives of the charities that we help. We've helped them become better, stronger leaders and business people too through some different programs. It's just such a professional organization, and I feel very drawn to it because I know my personal net worth since Steve Carter blackmailed me into becoming a sponsor, and where it is today, I would have never dreamed of.
That's amazing.
And I really give a lot of credit to the time and the energy I've dedicated to Destin Charity Wine. Now, great, it's wonderful to drink really good wine and become exposed to really good wine, but good people, and made some great friends through the wine auction.
You and I have become much closer through the wine. I would credit the wine auction, even though we've been neighbors for years. But you're right. You've heard me say this in board meetings, and there is a uniqueness to our foundation. I'm not touting it because both of us are on the board, but what you talked about is accountability. I'm not knocking United Way. There's Red Cross, international organizations that do great things.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at their giving percentage versus ours, you look at the accountability, the administrative overhead. I believe what we do is fairly unique, and the fact that we get the charities we support and fund, and we get them in a room and they talk, and they're really competing over the same dollars.
Right.
And then you have the accountability level. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And I have yet to find an area that has replicated that. And you were in charge of marketing for years, or a marketing committee. I've tried to wrap my head around how you advertise that and promote it, but it's been a struggle for me, but it is very unique. And thank you for all you have done for DCWAF. It's pretty amazing. And, I've really enjoyed serving with you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And you as well, George. You're always a good sound, voice in our meetings.
You are so tactful.
Diplomacy.
There's your clip right there, Abigail. I'd like that one cut, please.
Yeah.
And I'm going to send it to the wine auction.
And every time I feel bad, I'm going to replay it in my mind.
That's right. This is what Jeannie said about me. All right. What's hold the future for Jeanne Dailey?
Well, I've been trying to kind of cut back some, and in 2020, in 2020, I told the staff that Ken was going to he was the president, but that he was taking over daily operations and I was moving out. So in order to make that visual really strong, I moved into the office where I am now, because I bought that space.
Bought herself an office 4 doors down.
Yeah, with no signage.
Yeah.
And Ken moved into my office, and he became the actual, overseeing all the operations of the organization. I still oversee the real estate because I'm the broker, but association and rental, he oversees all of that, the day-to-day operations. And I still have things that I do, but I'm trying to step back and pull away some more. So I just go to the office 3 days a week. I work every day, as you know, like you do. We all do, because we got our phones with us, and so we can work. But I'm trying to pass off more and more. My Jay always says, "You're the master delegator." I'm like, well, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
How you going to move on in life if you can't delegate to others? So
let somebody else do it. You put in your time. Good for you.
Yeah.
You talk about the silly phones. Okay, there's times where I just can't stand them. But this trip this past week, if my phone didn't work very well, it was kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
You were in the Bahamas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd y'all go?
Exumas.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it sells, the Bahamas are beautiful, but
I
there's limitations on things
Yeah.
compared to the States. And
Yeah.
but that was a very positive thing.
Yeah, it
Couldn't get a
is.
call out.
I know.
Weren't coming in.
I know.
The world didn't burn down. I
I-
was okay.
Yeah.
You know?
It all worked.
Okay. Well, you didn't answer my question though.
Oh, what was it?
What does the future hold?
Oh.
You just continue to wind down and act like you're not going to work? Anything you want to accomplish that you haven't accomplished yet, Jeanne Dailey? You've done quite a bit.
I don't know. I think
for a bad student that just gravitated to this beach.
I know. I always try to tell Tiffany that when she complains that Henry Mills aren't getting very good grades. I'm like, Tiffany, I graduated with a 2.86 and look where I am today. So
perfectly fine. I had this picture in high school with a Porsche car guy, and it says back of a Porsche, it's C student as a license plate.
I love it.
Yep.
That was me.
Yep. There you go.
That was me.
Congratulations on all your success, C student. So what do you want to do?
I don't know. It's a good question. It's something I've been pondering because I'm still in the middle of the business.
Not out
I'm
yet.
not out yet.
Do you think you could do it?
Be out? With as involved as I am with the Destin Charity Wine Auction Foundation, and I really believe that some opportunities will open up for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'd still be involved in the vacation rental business in some way, but maybe more in a consultant kind of a way or something like that. My son-in-law, Ben Edwards, has a lot of vacation rental businesses, and, I can see where some paths may open up for me. I'm not saying that I have anything like that going on right now. I'm just saying that I think there can be some opportunities that open up for me that I would enjoy. But I'm not going to do anything that I have to build again. Build up a business again.
You want to go enjoy life.
Yeah. And
travel,
I am. I mean, I've been on 4 vacations already this year. And Tiffany and I are headed to Miami this weekend.
I heard.
After
you're coming to see me
Saturday.
First. Yeah. All right. We'll see if you can make that flight.
That thing start. I know. What time do you think we have to be at the
5
airport?
o'clock.
5 p.m.?
Yeah.
It's at night?
Yeah. That is the Weekend Throwdown with the Emerald Lagasse Foundation. For those who are listening to Jeanne and I plan our social schedule this weekend.
The Chiquita Gill.
There you go.
And it's at Churchill Oaks?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right. These are promoting the other things too.
Yeah.
I love it. Anything else?
And the Destin Charity Wine Auction weekend is
last weekend in April?
24th and the 4th weekend of April. Sometimes there's 5 weekends in April. It's very rare, but
24th and 25th.
25th, but it's sold out.
Uh-huh.
But there's still tickets available to South Walton Wine Festival.
Look at you. Your marketing hat on. Just promoting.
South Walton Beaches Wine Festival.
They need
whatever they're called.
They need to come up with a better name. It's too long. Like,
amen.
Call it like, what is it? South by Southwest? It'd be like SWSW or something. Make an acronym.
Yeah.
Please.
Yes.
Jeanne, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate all you do for this community. You're an amazing female business leader here. And hopefully people listen to this and see that, learn from you and see some things about life here at the beach.
Well, thanks for hosting me, George.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. You did make it easy.
Okay. I told you. Bye, y'all.